Hello, and welcome to the Tom Marie Show, where we keep it real on the mic, making inspiring choices. Today's episode is Serving in the Navy. Today's guest, he is a father, he is a husband, and a logistics specialist, second class in the United States Navy, Cardell Givens. Hello, Cardell.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for
How are
having me.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. So, the show is about making inspiring choices, where you can keep it real on the mic. And I know with the last things that we've been dealing with in the world, and young people are still, making the decision to serve our country.
Mhm.
So I just figured you would be that inspiration to help them make the right decision, or if they need to just know more about it to see if it's what they were expecting. So, Cardell, tell the audience a little bit about who you are.
Well, thank you for that, ma'am. My name is Cardo Givens. I actually, like you said, I am a husband, father, and a United States Navy veteran, retiring as a second class petty officer of the United States Navy. I specialize in supply, so my day-to-day operations would look like and consist of dealing with supply, ordering parts, inventory, et cetera, et cetera. So I did that. I will say I joined the Navy a little bit later than most, but I can probably say that I'm part of that 1% that was lucky enough to serve our country. So
Well, that's good to know. So, you chose to go the Navy route. What inspiration or what life event or person inspired you to join the Navy?
hey, so that's a really good question. At the end of the day, I think the inspiration definitely came from my wife, my kids. I joined when I enlisted when I was 26, 27. So and again, that's later than the norm, which is straight out of high school, 18, 19, if you have it. So I think a big deal of it was, I didn't wake up one morning and was like, oh, I want to join the military. No, I think it was an ongoing conversation between my wife and I for some personal matters. But ultimately, what it boiled down to, and what kind of made me just go for it, was definitely, I would probably say, my family. Yeah.
Well, we know that being a husband, a family is number one priority. So, most people would probably say that a person, maybe a family member that was in the service, or life event, or I know a big one is movies, inspire most people to want to join and serve our country. And first, I want to say thank you for all you did
Yeah,
serving
no.
our country. Very appreciative. Um, Again, just the show is to inspire. So is there a memorable moment that you can recall that you would like to share? Um,
Hey, yeah.
you can go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of memorable moments. For example, I'll tell you right now. So if and when you decide to enlist, in no matter what part of the military, so I'll use the Navy, obviously, for example, there's a thing called boot camp that you go. They have to get you ready, right? At the end of that boot camp, there is a challenge that will basically submit that you've passed this welcome to the Navy sort of thing before actually graduating. So I think my very first memorable moment would definitely be that completing the boot camp challenge, and then being awarded the Navy blue cap. I think after 8 weeks or 8+ weeks of getting you ready mentally, physically, emotionally, right? I think just to have that moment and to be recognized as, hey, I'm here now. Let's go. I made it. And you have chiefs and petty officers and whatnot coming up to thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and boot camp is one of the biggest parts. No matter if you join the military, the Navy, that's one of the biggest parts. And I know a lot of young people, if they see say for instance like college day, they see all the different colleges with tables set up throughout the lunchroom, and then always at the end there is military, Navy, all those different categories sitting at the end, and it's kind of like
Mhm.
I know when I was in school, it was like one of the last options. Like, I'm not gonna go down there. Well, I know I'm not in shape, and this, that, and the third. I know not just young people, but older people. When they think of the service, boot camp is the first thing that they think about, and they'll go off of their right now situation. Am I physically fit? Am I mentally fit? And it's always nope, not for me, can't do it. But besides the boot camp, what do you consider um, the toughest part about serving? Whether it's getting into the service or during the service, what do you consider the toughest part?
I think the toughest part for me, in my opinion, would be the late hours. The late hours and dedication that's unmatched, right? But that you put in, right, to serving your country. Obviously, I'm a husband and a father, so I was stationed out of Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, aboard CVN or George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier. My day would consist of waking up at 0300, so that's 3 o'clock in the morning, getting to base because parking, you got to get there early, and then being ready for quarters at 0700 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And then not getting home literally sometimes, I hate to say it, sometimes until 2100 at night, or I'm sorry, 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So I would say by far, in my opinion, would probably be just the dedication and the time, is that's being taken away from your family. But that's why I say, it doesn't go unnoticed because you're just not the only one joining the military. If you have a family, your family's joining as well too, and they're making that commitment. So yeah.
Yeah, so the timing, which is so crazy because I won't say my age, but my current job that I do now just taught me how to count military time. Growing up, going through high school, through college, I seen it, but I never put um, the effort into actually learning it. So it's interesting, and it kind of puts me in the mindset of um, being part of a service when my trainer is telling me, "All right, time to go to lunch," and he'll say 1700, and I'm like, "What?" So after like the first week and a half, I took that opportunity to actually learn military time. Um, And again, you're just here to inspire someone who can't make that decision if the service is something that they really want to do. Um, Explanation of what they'll actually be doing would be a better way to help them decide. But like you said, when a person joins, if they have a family, their family joins too. You need the support. You just never know what your days would add up to be, or not coming home till later. So all those things play a major part in joining the service. um, to the young people who are maybe seniors in high school or young adults who haven't who are too old to join,
Hmm.
what inspiring nuggets would you give them if they're interested in joining the service to serve for our country?
Hey, so I would first say if you want to join, join. Let me tell you right now. It's a grind, just like anything in life. But at the end of the day, think about the reward that you received afterwards. Again, serving your country, networking, being a part of the world's largest or best Navy, Army, Marines, uh, Air Force, you name it, right? So I would say to those that are considering it and thinking about it, hey, one, I recommend it. Um, but I also recommend that it depends on who you are in your case by case. If you're just got out of high school, don't know what to do, college isn't your thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe college is your thing and you have a degree, but you want to put it towards something else or while serving the country. There are two types, right? Two types of military. There's enlisted and there's officer. Enlisted is more along the lines of interacting with your actual shipmates. Um, having that camaraderie, getting your hands dirty while excelling at your rate. Um, and again, you can start out as a petty officer or go up to a chief, retire as a master chief. Um, and so again, that's the enlisted. Or you have officer. Officer would be your captains, your commanders, your lieutenants, right? Your admirals or vice admirals. And there's a couple of ways you can go officer, but one of the main ones is, hey, again, if you are young or maybe not so young, and you do have a degree, right, and you want to put that to use while serving your country, officer program would be the way to go. By going in, striking a rate, um, you could go ahead and do that. I will say there's a couple of differences. Um, for one, enlisted, their contracts, right, are typically anywhere between 4 to 6 years. If you're going to enlist or re-enlist, right? Officers, on the other hand, they're 8 years, right? Not enough demand for officers versus not enough demand for officers versus enlisted. So ultimately, my inspiring words would be go for it. If this is something that you want to do, uh, I say do it because at the end of the day, there's no greater feeling than just saying you were able to do it. So.
Oh, that's good to know and so inspiring, especially for those who really don't have a clue of the process and what it takes once you join. And you mentioned there's two different ways, officer and enlisted, and that's also helpful so that they'll know which route that they want to take. Now that you've enlisted in the Navy, do you have any regrets or would you enlist in a different type of service?
Um, if I could go back, I would probably join the Air Force. I don't regret joining per se. As far as just joining in general, I kind of wish I did it a little bit younger, to be honest. But if I would probably say I would have liked to join the Air Force if I could go back. But no, I don't regret it.
Oh, that's good. So what can we expect next from Cardell? What is your I know a lot of people who serve our country, they have a I don't know, I can't remember what my friend said, but you kind of it in our version of a goals list
Mhm.
in the service. What's next for Cardell?
Hmm. Well, now that I'm retired, what's next for Cardell is Cardell. is back in school, finishing my degree. A little fun fact is no matter which path via the military, after you serve, you do your time. There's a little thing called benefits. One of those benefits is called a GI Bill or a post 9/11 bill. Chapter 31 or Chapter 33. Basically, the DoD or the military, Department of Defense, rewards you or gives you the benefit to finish your education, whether you started it or you finished it. If you finished it, you can go ahead and pass it down to your kids if you have kids, right? If you don't have kids and you already have a degree, say you want to get another degree. I know shipmates, chiefs, officers that have 5+ degrees. It's crazy. So what's next for me right now is I'm in the process of finishing my degree, 30 credits away, a degree that I started 10 years ago, just to go to show my kids you can't be too old to finish something. Right now, I currently work for a mortgage company as a call coach. I'm finishing my degree in organizational leadership, so hopefully I can transition into that leadership aspect and to just hopefully keep being a voice of reason to anybody that wants to listen.
And that's all good things. That you are totally right. It's never too late if you want to pursue your degree. And a lot of people aren't aware that their degree is useful if they want to serve our country as well. And just like you said, you had shipmates that had 4 or 5 degrees. There should never be no limit. And I just try to inspire people to keep going, no matter what it is. If you've put your all into it, blood, sweat, and tears, keep going, keep pushing. The sky's the limit. Don't give up. And then when you have kids, it changes. So then you're doing it for them to show them, keep going. The sky's the limit. You can do anything. And I just try to inspire my kids, remember that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Keep pushing, keep God first. You got this. Do you have any last remarks that you want to share with the viewers about the Navy or the service?
Um, I know there is a lot of, and depending on where you are and what you think, there may be a lot of different opinions about the military. Some good, some bad, some don't care, whatever. Whatever your preference is, I highly advise to just do your research, educate yourself first before just deeming it something bad or good. And what I mean by research, I mean, don't talk to a person that's been enlisted or was enlisted, 10, 20, 30 years ago. Times have changed drastically. Okay. I'm talking about do your research as far as talk to a local recruiter. Um, talk to, if you have a relative that was enlisted, they can give you some tips, some experts. So my parting words would be for those who already have an idea or have a focus of what they think the military is. You don't do your research. Thanks.
And that's the main thing. Just do your research. That's with everything. If someone was interested in joining, how would they go about that situation?
You're interested in joining if you any sort of military unit, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, Coast Guard, National Guard. But please go to your local recruiter's office in town, or if you Google or look up, the military or the Navy, they will point you in the right direction as far as contact information as to who you need to contact.
Well, thank you so much, Cardell, for sharing your inspiration through the Navy. Um, so inspiring, informational, and I'm sure the viewers will take what you said with them through their journey or through their days to come if they're trying to make a decision about joining. Again, appreciate you so much, and hopefully we can get you back on here, give some leadership skills, and some more inspirations, because that's what the Tamari Show is all about. Again, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get you back on the show soon.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, guys, that is the end of this episode, Serving in the Navy with Cardell Givens. He gave you some information, some advice of how you can join the services. Guys, men and women, do not feel like it's too late. It's never too late. If you have a degree you need to finish, if you're interested in joining the service, life-changing events, don't give up. Just continue to push forward and always remember to keep God first. Well, thank y'all for tuning in at the Tamari Show, where we keep it real on the mic, making inspiring choices.